From the West Coast, we're coming to you live from the NFL's newest and the world's most expensive stadium. State-of-the-art SoFi here in Inglewood, California. Here to begin this one is Cameron Dicker. And off we go from SoFi. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first down. It was only opened in 2020, but quickly became one of the league's most recognizable venues. You're looking at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Here to begin this one is Cameron Dicker. And here we go from LA. Starting from the 5. He's got a lane up past the 30. And that'll put him up across the 35-yard line as they begin the series. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. And his first offering of the game winds up incomplete. Could connect with Puka Nacua. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Oh, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
The first carry now for Kyron Williams. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. He'll look to throw. Pass complete to Dulcich. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. 2 yards on the pickup. And it brings up an LA first down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
1st and 10 from the 41. Another run for Williams. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
Opening script working game busters so far. 1st and 10 now at the 29. They've got a man in motion. First down, and they go right back to him. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
On 2nd down, it's Williams again. And he's able to get this down to the 13. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. This throw is caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
As quarterback, when you have an out-route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy can turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
Straight ahead with Williams. And they'll make the stop after a small push to the 5. They pick up a yard. Still need one more, though. Third down coming up.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Putting a receiver in motion. They stay on the ground with Williams. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. Defense holds yet again, and now it's 4th and a yard.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Sly's kick is up and good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. That's 3 points, and it's enough to give him the lead.
Carty has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Calvin Austin on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. First and 10 now from the 30. Right to the air is Herbert. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he's tackled for a short gain. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
On 3rd down, Herbert. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he found some space to do a little damage there before they bottle him up. He manages 13 on this punt return. And the Rams will take possession. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he's brought down for a loss. That's 1 quarter done in our showdown of LA teams. Just a field goal separates these two. We're back to SoFi right after this. Time for the 2nd quarter of play. It's Rams football. They have 2nd down behind the sticks. Throwing from the gun. That's on target, Puka Nacua. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. They'll run. This is Williams. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. He picks up 15 on the play. And it brings up an LA first down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
To throw it on first down. Able to find Nakua here. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Likely's got it right side. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams making a 9-point advantage. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Okay, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to...
Pressure off left, and it's blocked!
How many times do we get to the end of the game and we look back and go, geez, we never knew what was the defining play. Hey, listen, that was just 1 point. It seems small now, but more than likely in the end, that block and that single point could loom very, very large.
From his own end zone, here we go. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. They're out and set, first and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show. If you're trying to do something, you got to lead with the back.
Second and 6 coming up here. Back to throw. Here's Herbert. All in left side. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
They're set up at the 35 now. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. They're set up at the 35 now. Herbert on first down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Chargers will have a first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. They go play action. Here's Herbert. Bails out of the pocket quick. Finds him on the crossing route. And they make the tackle at the 38. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Williams now on 1st and 10. And he found a gap to take this down to the 28. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 28. He's going to dump this one off to the fullback. Complete. The defenders are there to get him at the line. Javon Holland there to make the stop.
The defenders, they were ready for that throw, stopping him right at the line of scrimmage.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Now the Rams will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard.
Set. Ray. Set.
Running for the marker with Williams. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. We're at the 2-minute warning now from SoFi. It's the Chargers with a 1st and 10.
Run. Set. Hey, Ram. Ready.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Benjamin St. Just getting up to end that play.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Second and 6 coming up here. Herbert with a blitz coming. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete.
Oh, those linebackers. They seem to be in the thick of every play and some of the quickest reaction times out there. He needed a quick reaction there to get a finger on the throw. It changed its direction.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Complete beyond the marker. And this is down all the way to the 3. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day 1 install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Herbert now off the play fake. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers make it a one-score game before halftime. Well, Brock, we don't see this often, but love it whenever we do. The fullback, the target on that one, and he ends up with 6.
You're absolutely right, Kate. You don't see fullbacks utilize that much, but man, when you do have a weapon like that, it stretches a defense so thin. Big time touchdown. Yes, by a fullback.
We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Airing it out to start this drive. Short pass brought in. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Brought down on the effort by Derwin James.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second down now, 7 to go. They'll try and throw it here. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. A handoff for Williams, running left. And he crosses out of bounds, so now we're going to learn who the penalty flag is on. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty, and now we're going to wait to see how they respond. After the flag, they've got 3rd and 9 to figure out. It's another rushing play. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. LA uses a timeout here. It's second. Rams going to punt on 4th down, and they're calling Ethan Evans to the field. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away. Fair catch called for and made at the 35-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they'll take over with minimal time remaining in the half. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Back to throw it. Gets it to him on the screen. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. He's going to return it from a yard or 2 deep. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. This is Williams. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. A run with Williams. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Valuable lesson, man. I had to grow up. That's why I never ask for help. I do it for you and do it for myself. I go 0 to 100.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete. Couldn't make the connection. Was looking for Ladd McConkey. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down.
21. Ready.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. 16 yards on the play. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
21.
On the play fake, it's Herbert. Completed to his running back. They're working a couple of yards past the line. Javon Holland there to make the stop.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Play action now for Herbert. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Just need 2 more yards that they couldn't get on that last play. Here's 1st and goal. Williams gets in. Touchdown, LA. The Chargers take the lead right away in half number 2. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while, but that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. He's dropping back to throw. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Throwing from the gun here. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Looking to return from the 29. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. Officially a 55-yard launch. And the Chargers take possession. First down, ball at the 36. Now a give running right. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Play action on first down. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Picked up by the Rams! And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he turns a little room to work into a game down to the 9. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Give to Williams from the gun. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Touchdown, L.A. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired. But that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
So the Rams keep the offense out there. They're deciding to try for 2. He's throwing for it! And that pass is caught inside the end zone. The two-point try comes through, and their lead's a field goal now. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Has this at the 6. And look at this return. And they'll be looking at some decent field position. He's out of bounds up towards the 35. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. It is caught left side. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Jared Verse on the tackle.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. On the handoff, this is Williams. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third down, 1 yard to go. Another run for Williams. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because it's money down and they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a 1st down could be so demoralizing to that defense.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. A handoff to Williams. And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. As that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Chargers will have a 1st. So we're through 3 here. The Chargers have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing.
Chargers 14.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Touchdown, Los Angeles! It seems like a lot of the time, Bob, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they could be a difference maker, they'll look for him.
That one splits the uprights. And the Chargers take a 4-point lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Williams. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. The offenses love execution and plays like that on 1st down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
2nd and 3 now. They stay on the ground with Williams. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Headed out right. Oh, Derwin James gets him. It's an interception. And he makes the Huffs go. It's a touchdown on the pick 6. Defense getting in on the farm block with that 4th quarter lead as they provide a nice little boost there with the pick 6.
Yeah, you could feel some of the desperation of this offense, and when you get into that mode, it is danger time. Defenses love to take advantage of it. I always say to you, Kate, play fast but never in a hurry. You can't be rushed offensively because you can often be rushed into mistakes like that.
Dicker on now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers drive their lead to 11. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Getting right back to it after that intercept. Putting the body on the line for his team. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a 1st.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Looking to the air here. Able to find Nakua here. And they get there to touch him down, Brock, but a big gain on that play.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
They're set up at the 35 now. To the air now on 1st and 10. Pass is caught at the 9. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Big play sets him up pretty here with 1st and goal from the 5. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker.
Oh, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
You know, Kate, that's a stop they're going to use as teaching tape for an entire... The offseason, back pressed against their own end zone, making an impact play. No one expected to force a fumble. This effort directly kept points off the scoreboard, and it's that type of effort the coaches want to see from everyone on the field.
The tight end going in motion right. Throwing on 1st is Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Now it's Williams. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense right there on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Here's the handoff. Across the 45 and still going. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
It was University of Wisconsin, Kate, the first time I heard this term, slow to explode through. And think how good that Badgers run game has been at the college level. Well, they made runs like that look easy. Slow to explode through.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Back to the well again. And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
With all these collisions these running backs take between the tackles, sure nice to get a little crease on the outside, get in that open field, and let these runners do their thing.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They go play action. Here's Herbert. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Williams now on 1st and 10. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Nothing for him on that play as we've hit the 2-minute warning.
Storms are minor, but you know she living major. When you flying up this, ain't no cables. Don't look what happened in Vegas.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
10. 21. Hey, Ray.
Williams on the carry. And he carries it for a big gain that gets him down into the red zone. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
3rd and just 2 to go. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Timeout taken by the defense. They're 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Brown's kick is up and good. And that extends their lead to 14.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game. It really leaves only 1 remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. We know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. This finds Likely. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
First and 10, gotta score immediately here. Only 1 timeout left, and that clock winding down. They'll run. This is Williams. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Chargers territory. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. From the 47. That throw behind his intended target.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here he is to throw. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Only one timeout remaining. They've got to work quickly here. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Finds his back, Kyron Williams. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Now the offense is going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Down 2 scores, no timeouts remaining, long odds ahead of them. It's 1st and 10. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Into the hands of Likely. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. It's a pickup of 11. And the Rams are going to have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing now from the gun. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Chargers take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
So they take a knee here, and they stay perfect on the season. Another victory added on to their streak.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Chargers come away with a win in this one. And yet another challenger is vanquished as they continue to carry this undefeated season in November. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Chargers as we say goodbye from Los Angeles.